Hail up, everybody. I'm eating Guyanese food. Good night. Share the link. You got it? You see it? Good night, everybody. Share the link, share the link, share the link. Share the link. There we go. I'm eating Guyanese chow mein in the meantime. Hello, kid. Eat up. Good night, good night, good night, good night, good night. Share the link. I'll come back in 60 seconds. Share the link. Ooh. I think the movie scene. Let's step down and take the budget. Make sure we can go there. So she'll wake me up, right? All right, share the link, share the link, share the link, share the link. You looking for me? Of course I know I'm live. And Evans, of course I know I'm live. I'm the one that went live. So listen, I see the PPP has something circulating saying that I was arrested by the federal government, by FBI. I mean, these people are so delusional. Everything they thrive on, lie, 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 lie. It's a distraction though, because when the feds really start to arrest people, I don't think it's going to be on this side. The feds only arrest people that commit crimes, like extrajudicial killings, like framing people, like going to lie to a magistrate, tricking a magistrate to sign summonses, allegedly committing perjury at the highest levels of the police force, sending police officers to conduct operations in the United States, espionage, sending police officers to harass Guyanese in America, transnational repression. So, you know, in the run up to this, as this investigation in New York, don't bother with Guyana. Keep your eyes on New York. This is where the investigation is. There's nobody came to serve someone's. They're evil people who by Jagdeo and Hicken sent to New York to commit criminal acts. That's the focus. Don't worry with all the smoke screen about who attempted to serve Rick Ford with summons, who served Rick Ford with summons, whether or not a police report was made. Don't worry about all that. This is a criminal investigation about a crime that occurred in Brooklyn. A crime perpetrated by the Guyana government and orchestrated by Barrett Jagdeo. I wanted to don't be distracted about who got go to court and whoever. I want to tell everybody in the diaspora, the Guyana police force has no power to charge you for anything they claim you commit in America, whether it's your speech, continue to speak out. Continue to speak out. Bart Jagdeo can shout to the top of the world, Rickford Burke committed extortion. Have you ever heard a vice president of a country, the attorney general of a country, a member of parliament who's a lawyer, Sanjeev Dattadin? Have you ever seen East Indian people in the PPP, East Indian racists in the PPP, so enamored, so worked out, so animated over what they claim Rickford Burke and other people try to extort $700 US. My shoes right now is $1,300. The shoes that I'm wearing. The watch that I have on right here is $10,000. And Bart Jagdeo is trying to convince people that because we call on an East Indian dealer, PPP East Indian dealer, that is robbing people, defrauding people, robbing poor people, especially poor black people, that's extortion, because we call on them to pay back monies that they defrauded people. That's extortion. The PPP is an instrument of fraud. They're supporting their East Indian supporters that defraud black people. This is what this is about. Don't let Bart Jagdeo distract you. Have you ever seen a vice president every week talk about one story over and over? Rickford Burke is a criminal. He's a criminal. He's a criminal. He's a criminal. He's a criminal. Like a madman. He thinks that if he keeps repeating it all the time over and over, it will suddenly become fact. Some people would believe it. He's unhinged, gone stare mad, off of his med, probably snorting and sniffing right now. Have you ever seen an entire government so worked up over one person? That's because I'm influential. That's because I'm influential. That's because US politicians listen to me. And according to Dr. Henry Jeffrey, they feel they have to discredit, or they have to try to discredit me because US politicians are listening to me. Remember Bart Jagdeo said the Washington conference was a failure? He ain't saying no more, right? Ask him why. He's not saying that anymore. Ask him why. He's freaking out. He said he has evidence that Rickford Burke committed fraud, extortion. It was not Rickford Burke who was caught in a dark room negotiating a $500,000 US bribe. It was not Rickford Burke that stole people money to build a house, a mansion at Smarandam. It's not Rickford Burke that stole billions of Guyanese dollars and have it banked abroad in China and Dubai. It's not Rickford Burke that formed their squads that killed over 1,400 young black men. Bart Jagdeo is the biggest criminal Guyana has ever produced. And by now he should get the message. He can't intimidate me. He can send all his people to intimidate me. He can have the Guyana police force file all sorts of charges against me. Go ahead and file 190 more. Why only stop at 80 or 70? Go ahead and file like 100 more. All right, keep sharing the link. Keep sharing the link. We can have a little bit of gaffy. Keep sharing the link. But keep asking yourself, if this was a serious matter, why would Bart Jagdeo be talking about it every day? Why would Bart Jagdeo have to be saying, oh, we have this new evidence, we have a new video, the evidence that we have again? He said we. He's a prosecutor. He's a chief justice. He's a chief magistrate. He's a police officer. Why? Ask yourself why every Thursday Bart Jagdeo speaks about nothing else than Rickford Burke. Well, Rickford Burke. And ask yourself why all of his East Indian friends in the media regurgitate it. They regurgitate it. And they print it back. Oh, Bar Jagdeo said so. Bar Jagdeo said so. Bar Jagdeo said Rickford is a wanted man. Rickford. Why? Why? Have you ever seen Bar Jagdeo talk about a case at some magistrate court? He said a magistrate court on the East Coast. That is because Bar Jagdeo sat behind the scenes and orchestrated all of this. Tell the police, charge work with treason, charge work with sedition, charge work with public terror, charge work with extortion, charge work with this. You see, let me tell you guys something. Bar Jagdeo, when he was president, used death squads to kill people, kill his political opponents, kill people like me who spoke out against him. He formed death squads that did that. Now, the whole world knows about the death squads. The whole world knows that he's a killer. The whole world knows that at some point in time, he's going to have to pay for it. He's going to be held accountable. The whole world knows that. They can't form death squads publicly anymore, like Roger Khan operated publicly with his death squad. They can't do that anymore. So they're now using the Guyana police force as their death squad. That's why they put their own people as commissioner. That's why they put their own people in different positions in the force. That's why all of the police commanders for all of the division in the country are of a certain ethnicity, except two. They want the Guyana police force to do their dirty work. And who did they start with? Rickford Burke. Now, if you want to know that their charge is bullshit and that they're making these things up, they said I conspired. Bar Jagdeo said, I conspired with other people to defraud BM Sood. Police officers have sent me all of the statements of the witnesses, who are two reporters that BM Sood called to pull down some report from a website. We have the video. I showed the video. Now, in one of the police interviews with one of the, I don't remember the name. I don't even know the people, never met them, never spoke to them. But the police force said, Guyana police said, conspire with them. Mind you, conspiracy means an agreement. A group of people sat down, colluded, and agreed to commit a crime. I don't know these people, never spoke to them. They don't know me. They haven't spoken to me. But they want to frame me. They want to sit down all the way in Guyana and frame me in New York to shut me up. That ain't gonna happen. But I played a video where when BM Sood paid one of the reporters to tear down the website of some news agency. By the way, a news agency which is in New York or America, let's say somewhere in America, which is entitled to First Amendment. Right. Freedom of speech, freedom of the press. Anybody can print anything. If you breach the libel laws, you could get sued. That's it. You can't criminalize anything in a newspaper or a news agency. But so as to do that, they say, oh, the news agency is not a legitimate. Well, that's them and the news agency's operators' business. But they paid this guy, and I'm only knowing this because of the videos that I've seen. People said they called them and asked them if they could take down this thing and write new ones and put it up. In other words, they wanted to hijack this site in America, this new site that was carrying bad stories, apparently. And they paid the guys the money. and the guys couldn't hack into the site. So they said that's extortion. But in the police interview, remember I said to you that extortion, the main element of the crime of extortion, requires an agreement to commit a crime, agreement by more than one parties to commit a crime. I showed you a video. You could go back on my page and watch it, where the police interviewer is asking this guy if another one of the accused had to benefit from any of the money that BM Sword paid him. He said, no, they give me the money. They paid me the money to tear down the site. If you have such evidence, what is the basis for the Guyana Police Force to charge anybody with extortion? What is the legitimate basis when one of the parties said to you, no, the money that BM Sword paid me to actually commit a crime in America was for my benefit, not for nobody else? The police own evidence in this case shows that nobody was involved in an extortion or a conspiracy. And I'm not defending those guys. I don't know them. I'm sure they have lawyers. But what is the basis? Forget about me in America. The Guyana police can't stay in Guyana and charge me for, if I steal, my friend's got a jar of cookies here. So if I came to my friend's place and online live, I stole this cookie. And the view is seen in Guyana, right? All of you guys in Guyana right now seeing that I pick up this jar of cookie and I put it in my pocket. And I walk out to the place. The Guyana police, and bear in mind, I haven't committed any crime. Exercised my right to free speech and spoke out. But under the circumstances of their allegation, the Guyana police force is trying to tell the world that if you see something that you perceive as a crime in Guyana, in another country, the Guyana police force has jurisdiction to charge you with a crime. So Guyana police force now is going to charge me for theft, petty larceny, for stealing this cookie. That's what they're trying to do in Guyana. I'm sitting here in New Jersey, standing here in New Jersey, and let's assume I wanted to steal this, and I put this in my pocket. I commit a crime against the state of New Jersey. But Guyana police force is saying, no, so long as we see it in Guyana, you commit a crime against the people of Guyana and the state. So we will charge you. So Guyana police force is now going to charge every person in America and all over the world that commit a crime against Guyanese, presumably. But here's something. Y'all hear all the East Indian lawyers, the two East Indian lawyers, Anil Nanlal and Sanjeev Dattadin, they rushed out to support Chief Justice Jagdeo. He's not the Chief Justice. He's now the sole arbiter and interpreter of the laws of Guyana. Not the courts, Jagdeo. And he attacking senior lawyers, black lawyers. I'm going to come to it. Right? Jagdeo is saying they have a right to send Guyana police officers to New York to attempt to serve me or anybody else with some summons. You know what? CJD instructed a law firm, and you guys will hear more about it, to charge Barrett Jagdeo with 1,400 counts of extrajudicial killings. And we will put somebody on a plane and have them go to Barrett Jagdeo's house and serve it. We will also file a complaint with the district attorney against Anil Nanlal for the alleged murder of Courtney Cumming. And we will send somebody to his house to serve it. And when any of them come to America, we will make sure we go publicly wherever they are and serve them with summonses from the courts. And we will hear what Anil Nanlal and Sanjeev Dattadin have to say about that. They are the ones arguing that they have a right to charge somebody in any country in the world. They have world extraterritorial powers. The Guyana Police Force has world powers. They can charge any Guyanese in the world. Right? That's what they're saying. Whether you commit a crime or not, they could sit in Guyana, if they think you're talking against the government, make up a crime and charge you with it, and send a police officer to serve you with it anywhere in the world. Because Bar Jagdeo told them that they could do that. Bar Jagdeo is the president of the United Nations of all the countries of the world. He got world power. We are in for interesting times. Interesting times. And I'm happy that so many people are watching right now. I'm seeing over what? I'm seeing over 12,000 people watching this live. 12,000 people. People are starved for information. I just came on here to make a joke about them circulating this thing that I was arrested by. Who's that? Who's making that noise? Yeah. And so many people came on. And that's what's frightening to the PPP, because before, let me put back the tin of cookies, everybody. Look, I'm putting back the people cookies, okay? Don't let guy in the police force now send another someone, well, attempt to get another person on a plane. I don't think it's going to work this time. The FBI is going to beat them at the airport. As a matter of fact, now, every guy in a police officer that comes to America now is going to be under some serious scrutiny. But Bharat Jagdeo, when he was president, used media as a weapon, particularly against black people, particularly against opposition supporters, people who don't support the PPP, whether you're black, Amerindians, and other races, but particularly against black people. And certain papers that are managed by their ethnic supporters did not print stuff that we wrote. Guyana Times, Guyana Chronicle, when they controlled it, Starbuck News, they did not, they're anti-black. Now we have social media. We have social media. And they cannot control what we tell the people. They cannot control the information. They cannot filter the information through their own ethnic media, what we give to people. Bharat Jagdeo said, we are misleading people. We're giving people wrong information. We're clouding people's judgment. So the Guyana Police Force is now the PPP's regulator of cloud judgment. The Guyana Police Force is enforcing Bharat Jagdeo's rule. Thou shalt not cloud the judgment of the people. That's a crime. Chapter 4801, written by Bharat Jagdeo. Thou shalt not mislead the people. Now, unless you're East Indian from the PPP, you can say whatever you want. Right? But if you're black, oh no, thou shalt not speak. Thou shalt not cloud the judgment of the people. This what we're seeing playing out here is a war that the PPP government has launched against black people in the diaspora. Of course, you have some East Indians and so on who don't support them, that they attack. But they're not attacking them because they're from a different party. They're attacking them because they associate with black people. That's the fact. That's the fact. They perceive them as, oh, he's PNC, so he made them black people against me, so yeah, we gotta send the police money. This is a war that they are waging against African Guyanese that speak out against them. And they're lining up and setting themselves up to wage a war against African American politicians. Look at, you see, I've been warning you guys that that's what they want to do. You see Barry Jagdeo, who attacked Travis Chase and Gordon Mosley. How dare these black reporters report what black people in America say, like Rickford Burke? That's what this is about. How dare the other newspapers report what Rickford Burke said? He said they must not report on what I say because I'm a criminal, never been convicted, never been arrested in my life. How dare you give Rickford Burke space? He's a criminal. He's a criminal. You know who said that? Hitler. Hitler said the Jews were criminals, and he tried to wipe them out. And all those people who were silent, laughing. There's a saying, first he came for, I'm gonna paraphrase it. First he came for the reporters, Hitler we're talking about. Then he came for publishers. Then he came for the press. Then he came for the Jews. And nobody said anything. Then he came for me. That's the situation we face with. Barrett Jagdeo every day is attacking a Guyanese national abroad, saying that I'm a criminal. And the East Indians in his party, including the black ones as well in his party, the ones that they pay to speak, and lawyers who are supposed to protect and uphold the rule of law are defending it. My friends, you have East Indian lawyers and journalists defending what Barrett Jagdeo is doing, attacking black people, call them criminals, misusing and abusing the police. Look, they arrested and charged several senior police officers because they wanted to get them out of the way so they could bring in their East Indian supporters and black house slaves like Clifford Hicken. Keep sharing the link. Right? And they assaulted these people's characters by saying they committed fraud and extortion without one iota of evidence. And they went to trial, and without no shame, the PPP did not present one iota of evidence. Magistrate dismissed the charges, but the damage to the people's character has already been done. They presented no evidence. They just, the Ghana police force just charged these people because Barry Jagdeo and North and Alisa charged them. All black people. And you notice, Barry Jagdeo, when he has his press conference, every person he attacks is black. Roysdale Ford, Cathy Hughes, Don, former magistrate Don Cush, Darren Wade, Dr. Gary Bess, every single person, every day, Cathy Hughes, he attacked is black. When they came to power, the only people they attacked were black people. They attacked black police officers, put the Guyana police force to stain them, charge them. Attack all the black senior officials of GCOM, stain their character, charge them. Attack AP and UM MPs, stain their character, use the Guyana police force. The Guyana police force is an enemy of the people, a tool of oppression of Guyanese. And every Guyanese must see the entire leadership of the Guyana police force as an enemy. Every Guyanese, when you see Clifford Hicken, think about an enemy. When you see all the others in the Guyana, think about an enemy. Protect yourself. They're your enemies. They're enemies of mankind. They're evildoers. They follow political instructions to frame people. Now imagine the Guyana Police, Barry Jagdeo Force said, the Guyana Police Force has a video showing that our agents who were conducting espionage in the United States read 2 summonses to Rickford Burke. I don't even know what summons to say, but I'm pretty sure it's going to take a while to read 2 summonses. And if you're taping it, you're going to hear it, right? Then they have the audacity to put out this tape with a very aggressive guy trying to give me something, and I take it and he getting frustrated, like you want to fight me, walking behind me, menacing, committing trespassing, criminal trespassing, because he had a weapon. I wonder how much money they paid him. But this is the Guyana Police Force. Lie, lie, lie. They lied about the Boston killing in Essequibo. They said Boston was fighting with the police. When he got shot, he was shot in his bed. They said Quinton Bacchus was selling the police contraband guns. Lie. They set him up because he had beef with a cop. Kevin Andrews was shot and killed at Grove. They said that Kevin had a gun. Kevin had no gun. They said, they served me and they have a tape with the man reading the thing to me. And the man said, do you understand? And I said, yes, I understand. Yes, Father, that is true. Lie. Every time the Guyana Police Force opens its mouth, it's a lie. But Jack, they said, they had tape with Rickford Burke extorting people. I have the same tape, and I challenge them to release this tape. Bar Jagdeo said, oh, we would love to present our case in the U.S. government. He's talking BS. They can't present no case to the U.S. government in court. They have no jurisdiction. They have no jurisdiction. And finally, let me remind everybody, I live in New York. If I commit a crime, it can't be a crime in Guyana. I haven't committed a crime in New York. If you stay in Guyana and you cuss me, you commit the crime in Guyana. New York police can't prosecute you for disorderly conduct. But this is what they want to pull off, because they want to create a narrative that, oh, Rickford Burke is a criminal, and anybody that supports him, supporting a criminal. Well, Barrett Jagdeo is a criminal. Barrett Jagdeo committed over 1,400 extrajudicial killings, and the PPP is supporting him, made him their general secretary, made him a vice president. Arfan Ali was charged with 19 fraud charges. That's a criminal. But Jagdeo was caught taking bribe, attempting to take a bribe, or soliciting a bribe, or soliciting money, or extorting money. That's a criminal. The Attorney General was caught with the government property in his house. That's theft of government assets. That's criminality. That's past black people. And I will keep speaking. They could stay in Guyana and frame me how much they want. They can stay and frame Roundabout. They can frame Melly Mel. We ain't gonna stop talking. They could bring cyber charges, we're not going to stop speaking. They could bring extortion charges, we're not going to stop speaking. They can bring whatever charges, we're not going to stop speaking. They can send police officers to New York every day, we're not going to stop speaking. We will continue speaking until they're exposed. We will never stop. We will never stop speaking. So Barrett Jagdeo could shout, he's a criminal, he's a criminal, all the days of his life. We're not going to stop speaking. Can't intimidate me. You can send gunmen to my house. I'm not going to stop speaking. You can send how many summonses you want. I'm not going to stop speaking. You could try to kill me. I'm not going to stop speaking. And if you get away with killing me, then all hell is going to break loose. And you know what's going to happen? And then somebody else is going to continue speaking. So remember, this is a racist from the PPP using the Guyana police force, like their death squad, to try to impose on the people silence. Bharat Jagdeo believes he's a bootleg tyrant, that he's a bootleg Hitler, that he's a bootleg Putin. But you know what we do bootlegs in America? We just jail them. Jail them, crush them, mash them, defeat them, eliminate them, send them to jail, remove them from society. And when we say eliminate, they go, Rick Ford said eliminate. Yeah, I mean to get rid of them through the legal system. Remove them from society. That's all I wanted to say, everybody. So don't worry with all the distractions, who will get arrested every day, something, every day another story. Focus on New York. Focus on the United States. That's where the crime is. That's where they send Sarabo, Guyana police officer Sarabo, who himself is a killer, shot and killed people allegedly on the seawall, allegedly framing people. I just saw that in a newsletter. And as my neighbors told the police, that the way they were being aggressive when they came to my house to attempt to give me some paper, if I was alone, they would have tried to shoot me and say I attacked them. And it is in keeping with Sarabo's sordid, dirty, nasty character as a corrupt, crooked cop. Anyway, have a good night, everybody. I hope you have a great week. Just wanted to come on here, shout you guys out, and have a chat. Have a good night, everybody.